Hello everyone, this is Kathy with Train Up a Child Homeschooling, and today I would like to share my end of the school review for the curriculums that we have been using this year. Now, we haven't officially ended the school year yet, but we're very close. We're about 2 months away. So I feel like my take on these particular curriculums that I'm about to show you are pretty solid in our experience with them and us dealing with them from, everyday basis. Now, if you have seen my curriculum choices for the 2023 to 2024 school year, you're going to see a lot of the same curriculums that I'm about to show you, and you're going to see some new things. And I'll explain to you what happened or why the change was, okay? So let's start off with reading. So we're almost done with abeka reading grade 3. These are just two readers. It comes with like a series of like 8 readers, no, or like 10. I think it's like 10 of them. I'm not exactly sure. But if you look at my video where I explain to you my curriculum picks, you'll see them all there. But I'm just going to show you 2 of them. We're really enjoying them. My daughter loves the abeka readers. They have colorful pictures. It is a lot of reading. Some of the readers are it's like a chapter book in the sense that there's chapters to it. But there's still always going to be illustrations. And then some readers are actually just a lot of stories put into one reader. A lot of the readers incorporate Bible accounts. A lot of the readers have actual historical figures. And a lot of the readers have old literature. So it has a lot of variety in the text. This is the one that she's currently reading now. So we just got 2 more readers to go and she'll be done. Now for abeka reading, the only thing we get are the readers and then the reading answer key, which has all the comprehensive questions along with the answers. Now the reason that we don't get we don't use the language arts lesson plan book, I think that's what it's called. We don't use it because my daughter is a really good reader. She's a very solid reader. She understands very well. So I just feel like I don't need all the extra stuff. I don't need to do the phonic thing anymore with her. So she'll just read it and then we just focus on reading comprehension. Now the reading answer key that I do get, and I'm so sorry, I forgot to grab that for you. Now the reading answer key does have the questions, like I said, in the answers of the comprehensive questions. And then it also has sometimes, not always, it'll have journaling activities for the child to do. It'll have a Venn diagram for them to do to compare to different characters and things like that. Now, that doesn't happen that much, not as much as I would like to, but it does happen occasionally. But what it mainly has is just a lot of questions. But of course, if you're very creative, that's something you can easily incorporate into your reading with abeka grade 3. Okay, so we really enjoyed it. Are we going to continue to use it for next year? We're not. I went ahead. I will upload very soon what we have chosen for the 2024-2025 school year. So that video will be coming up shortly, but we're not sticking with abeka for the next school year. But I really don't have any complaints about it, just besides that I wish there was more extra activities to it. But the readers are amazing. The illustrations are beautiful. The stories, there's so much variety, and they're very Christian. They incorporate God a lot into the stories, into the questions that I would ask her. They would incorporate scripture about almost every story, had a Bible verse for her to read. So I did like that about them. Now the next one that I have is English. This is what we did, and this is what I showed in that video of my school choices or curriculum choices. Sorry about that. So we really liked it. English 3 from BJU. We really liked English 3 from BJU. I liked the variety in it. There, for one unit we did grammar. The next unit we did some type of writing. So it was writing a poem, writing a book report, writing a story. There were so many things. Writing a friendly letter. So I really like the variety in things. I just love how BJU does their work. It is traditional. So BJU is very similar to abeka in the sense that it is a Christian traditional curriculum, in the sense that it is used in many Christian schools. So I really enjoyed it. I have no complaints about it. My daughter learned a lot from this. But then again, my daughter is just, she's a reader. And I believe that when you're like a bookworm, it really helps with your grammar skills. When you're constantly reading books, your brain is just going to naturally catch all these grammar rules, like the verbs and the linking verbs and the helping verbs and, like how to write a correct sentence. It's just going to just naturally click in your brain because you're constantly exposing your brain to literature. And you're going to see those examples in literature. They have come up with a newer edition of this that is, the graphics are more pretty. The pictures inside look more modern, more up to date. It is a colorful curriculum in the sense that there is pictures. There are illustrations. And in that sense, it's also similar to abeka, that even in the older years, there is still illustration. Also, at the beginning of every unit, there's a literature link, which would have a short story from one of BJU's books, because they also publish children's books. So, and they would have that at the beginning of every unit. And I found that to be amazing because my daughter just loves to read. So anything that is like a story, oh yeah, let's read. That's a story, great. Okay, so it is very colorful. It does have illustrations. The good thing that I love about it, which I also mentioned in my other video, was that it'll have like a information box, which will explain to the child what the lesson is about. So that you pretty much just teach from here. If you want to just not get a teacher's edition, you can just teach from the yellow information box. And from my experience, whatever is said in that box was good enough. It was good enough. I don't see the need to get the teacher's edition. But I guess if you have a struggling student that English or grammar is not their best subject, then definitely I would recommend to get the teacher's edition because it will have more resources. It has a CD in the back that has printable resources, like visuals and things like that. But at least for my daughter, I didn't think that was necessary. The information box at the top of every page, it had plenty of information for her to do. For her to learn from. And then we just decided to go ahead and change to Spelling Connections by Zayner Blazer, a word study approach. This is something very different that I have never ever seen from any other spelling curriculum. It seems to be an actual like school curriculum. You remember these things when you were back in school. So it seems to be a curriculum that it is used in the schools. So this is how it starts. It starts with your word list. This is unit 1. And then in the first page, it'll have you sort the spelling words on a separate piece of paper according to phonetic sound. We usually don't do that because my daughter's already pretty good with that. And then in the next page, it'll have connect to phonics. So it'll have different activities that have to do with phonics. And then in the next page, connect to reading. Okay, like how do these words connect to reading? Like where can we find these words in reading? It'll have analogies. Analogies are kind of cool. They're like riddles. Like beginning is to end as first is to last, or something like that. So it'll have analogies. It'll have inferences. It'll have context clues, like fill in the blank. And then after that, it has connect to writing. So this is proofreading. There's a text here and you got to proofread the text. It'll have these proofreading marks right here. Like, you should make these if you want it to be uppercase and so on and so forth. Okay. And then down here, they're supposed to rewrite the text, but with the corrections. Now, I don't have my daughter rewrite the text. I'll just have her just make the corrections here because I know she doesn't like writing too much. So if it's not necessary. And then after that, it has an extension word study, extend word study. So we're studying the words again by phonetic sound or by pattern or by the meaning of the word. Okay. And then after that, the one thing, I guess this is not like a con, but usually like spelling curriculums, you'll be practicing your spelling words about 4 to 5 days a week. This one, you're practicing the spelling words about 6 days a week. Now we do a 4-day week, 4-day homeschool week. So that means that we wouldn't finish our list until the following week. So that's just something to keep in mind. I guess you could just skip a page, like, well, you know what, we're not gonna do this page, so that way we can stay on track. So it does make the curriculum, if you follow it by the T, it does make it longer than a regular school year, I would think. Now it says apply to connect content. Sorry, I'm trying to read this and it's backwards here. Apply to content. Okay, so now here's where they actually have the spelling words in some type of article, some type of literature, and then they have some comprehension questions at the bottom. Okay, so I think it's so cool how he connects the spelling words to, and that was the last one, and then the next one is unit 2. So I think it's so cool how he connects the spelling words to different things, to phonics, to reading, to word study, to analogies, to synonyms, to proofreading. And there's a lot of spelling curriculums that do have all these components, but I feel like this one goes more in depth because it has a 1-page dedicated to that component. Okay, so I think that was very cool. This is, I have not done a flip through of this, but I think you can find some flip throughs online from some other moms. This would be list number 2. Now, I really enjoyed this curriculum. My daughter has not complained about this curriculum whatsoever. What I'm going to do from now on is just give her a pre-test. If she passes the pre-test, then we're good. Let's go to the next list of words. And then, I'll just do that every day until she fails the pre-test. And then we're like, okay, then let's do this list of words. And then I'll probably just stick to doing maybe 3 or 4 worksheets for that particular list so we can finish on time. Because it has taken long for us to finish this curriculum. And this is connect to content. It has taken a long time to finish this one, but I guess that's good if you want your child to have extra practice. That's something good that you can do. But I do recommend this curriculum. We're not going to stick with it for the next school year because we want to try something new, which I will be sharing in another video, which it will be uploaded soon as I get it in the mail. All my curriculums in the mail, I will be uploading that video soon, but we're not going to stick with this for the next school year. But it's nothing against this curriculum. I just wanted to find something more Christian, something that was, because this is secular, and I wanted to find something more Christian. I wanted to incorporate God in as many subjects as possible. So that's the only reason why I'm branching off of this, not because of anything against it. I really like it. I highly recommend it. I like the style. I like the, the philosophy behind it. I really liked it. So, there goes that. But yes. Now, last time that I did, excuse me, last time that I did that video about my picks for the year, I talked about how I was doing easy peasy math. Now, I do like easy peasy math, but my daughter was complaining a lot about it. About 3 months into our school year, she was complaining a lot about it. I was like, okay, let's just try something new. And we went ahead with the good and the beautiful math 3. We love it. I absolutely love it. This is my first time trying one of their core curriculums. I have done their handwriting before, and we like that as well. But this is my first time actually trying one of their core curriculums, and I absolutely love it. We're going to stick with it for next school year as well. So just a little sneak peek. We are sticking with this one for the next school year. My son also, I got him on the good and the beautiful because he was also complaining about his math. And he loves it. And he was asking me like, Mom, I want to do this. I want to do the good and the beautiful for next school year too. So I'm like, okay, honey, let's do it. So we're just so excited about it. I really like it. It is very spiral. If spiral is not your thing, then this may not work for you. But it is very, very spiral. They do teach a concept, and then they'll do a lesson about the concept, have some lesson practice with that concept, and then you do a lot of review. And then the next chapter, it'll probably be something different, a new concept. And then it'll go back to that. So, but I enjoy that. My kids enjoy that. I like variety. I don't like sticking to one concept for a super long time. Now, there are in some cases where that may not be an issue, like grammar and things like that. But when it comes to math, I hate doing addition for 10 lessons straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate talking about multiplication for 10 lessons straight. I hate talking about, like, I don't know, a place value for 10 lessons straight. Like, let's change it up, because I don't know. Math is not something that is super interesting to me. And I like the variety. I like the change. I like the change. For grammar, I do like mastering grammar. That's fine. Or spiral, whatever. But with math, I do not like mastery. So we really enjoyed this program. I really enjoyed the games. My daughter loves the games. My son loved the games. He's doing the Good and the Beautiful 1. And we got the math box that comes along with this curriculum, which looks like this. It's a little tiny box. It comes with all these things that you see here, some shapes. It comes with this is oh my god, a measuring tape, a 10-sided dies, 6-sided dies. It comes with some liquid measurement dies. And then I was supposed to get some type of counters or like little tactile little things. So I just got some garbanzo beans in there that we had to use for a lesson. We never used it again, but it's still in the box. And so we really enjoyed it. We love the games. We love the color. We just love it. And I'm sure you can find many flip throughs of this curriculum online. I think I saw several. So I have no complaints about the Good and the Beautiful. We're super excited to start Math 4 with them. Math 4 is definitely more student-led, in the sense that there's a video lesson now. I don't have to teach the lesson. So that's so cool. And I showed my daughter a little clip of the teacher that does the video lessons for Math 4, and she loves her already. So we're really excited about that. I do feel like this has a lot of review. The thing I like about Spiral also is that review is constantly incorporated. So there's no way that you're going to forget a concept that you learned 5 lessons ago. And I think that's one thing about mastery I don't like, especially when it comes to math. Like, let's say that we're going to cover a concept now. We're not going to talk about it again until like 2 units from now. And then by then, you know, kids are so quick to, you know, forget about things. And that's why I really like Spiral learning for math. And we're very excited about the Good and the Beautiful. It had mental math included into the program. So right before the lesson, there's a little box up here, which usually has some mental math questions or things like it, things similar to that point. So that's something that we would do before the lesson. And then the lessons are very short. This lesson we haven't done yet, 88, 82. So the lessons are very short. They're about a page. And then that's about it. And then the next 2 pages are independent practice and review. So there's 2 worksheets that the student would be doing on their own independently. And then there's about 2 pages of lesson, which you would be doing with your child. It is scripted, so you don't even have to think about how to explain it or what to say, what to do. You just read. The words are in black, and then they also give you the answer that your child should be saying. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I highly recommend it. We're going to stick with it for who knows how long. We'll see. Okay, something that I did not share in my other video was our cursive curriculum. That's not really a curriculum. I would say some workbooks, right? So these are from Memoria Press. I love Memoria Press. Some things from Memoria Press, not everything, but I like a lot of things from Memoria Press. And I like their handwriting, their cursive handwriting. So this book goes along with this book. So it's recommended that you buy both of them together. Because if you only get this one, it doesn't have too many worksheets in it. So you're going to run out. And there's not too much practice built into it. This book just teaches you the technique. It lets you practice it for a short time. And then it moves on to the next letter. This book offers practice sheets that go along with the lessons here. My kids love this meerkat. They think he's so cute and funny, and he has a fun way of explaining how to draw the letter, say the letter, feel the letter, write the letter, and then It tells you right here with the arrows where you should start, where you should end up, what's the next step, and so forth. So that's B, right? And then let me show you how much practice they give you. Okay, they give you 1 page of practice. And then this one is like some review. And then they move on to the next letter, C. Okay, so I guess I could have done this by itself. I don't know, but I really wanted to get the extra practice because I really want them to, you know, perfect and really grow the ability to write in cursive. I don't want to just do something like real fast. No, I want them to become, you know, avid cursive writers like I used to be when I was a kid growing up in Colombia. Okay, that's what it looks like. But I think you could do this on its own. But if you do it on its own, then I don't think it's going to last you a whole school year. Now, we started this probably like halfway into our school year. And we're still not done with it. Not even like halfway, I think. But that's because my kids don't practice it every single day. They're supposed to. But there's some days that we don't have time. You know, life happens and things like that. And then, so this is the Memoria Press cursive practice sheet. Okay, let me just take it out of here because the binding came off. Okay, and it talks about here how this, it lines up with the New American Cursive workbook. And then this is what it looks like. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Let me show you an empty page that doesn't have a bunch of handwriting on it so it can be more clear. So it progresses. It starts off by just doing letters. And then it progresses to actually do words. And then sometimes there's a mixture of just doing letters and words. And then I think towards the end of the book, you're just doing words. So we're going to continue this. Obviously, we have not finished it. We have a long way to go. But we're going to continue to do it. Now, the way that I did it with my kids, they would learn their new letter here. They would do the practice page that they would have here. And then the next school day, they would do 5 lines of practice here with that particular letter. So that you see how the lines are numbered. They would just do 5 lines. I wouldn't have them do the whole page because I just feel like that's way too much. I don't want them to hate to do cursive or to hate handwriting. So I just have them do 5 lines. And I believe that 5 lines is plenty of practice for one day. If you're doing it on a daily basis, just do 5 lines. And then the next day you do the other 5 lines because there are 10 lines in each paper, in each page. So I feel like that's why it's also taking us longer because we're just taking it slow. We're not doing too much because my kids, they already don't like tracing. So I don't want them to hate it. So that's what we're doing, and that's how we do it. All right, and then for science, we're doing Sonlight Science A, which covers, in this binder, I have 2 different subjects. It covers Science A, light and sound waves, biological features, space systems, and engineering design. Wow, sounds very like smart, right, and fancy, but the books are very age appropriate. I can assure you of that. So this is the teacher's guide. And then here, I'm on week 11. We were not doing science every single day. It is supposed to be for 5 days a week, right? 5 days a week. But the lessons are so short, and they're not really lessons. It's like read alouds. So you're reading books. You're reading living books, and that's how Sonlight works. It's a literature-based curriculum. So we were doing this about 4 days a week. Like I said, we're 4 days a week homeschool here. So it's definitely taking us like longer. So we are going to finish this school year, hopefully, God willing. And I want to show you some of the readers that it comes with. These are not all of them. These are the ones that we actually haven't read yet. Okay, it covers the human body. It covers microbes. We read a Louis Pasteur book that talked about how he discovered, pasteurization. Have you ever heard of that? We learn about that, about the guy that created that and discovered that. It's another Magic School Bus book. Not all the books here are Magic School Bus, just these two that I happen to grab are. Okay. This one's about space. Germs make me sick. Okay. So I really, when it comes to history and science, I love literature-based learning, like Charlotte Mason. I love that. I don't like reading history and science from a boring textbook. I love living books when it comes. So I really like that. It makes it more personal. It makes it more like, more realistic of what we're learning about. So I love literature-based learning when it comes to history and science. This is light is all around us. It's kind of weird doing a flip book, like a flip through like this. Okay. Okay, another, the spine of the curriculum is actually the Osborne Children's Encyclopedia. So it's this book right here. I've had this book for so long, the spine has come off. So this is the book that you're going to reference to probably almost every single week. But not always, but almost every week you're going to be doing a lesson from here. And when I say lesson, I mean reading. It's not really like a lesson, like how you would expect. But it's just reading, okay? Now this book, let me tell you what it covers. This book is amazing, you guys. It covers so much stuff. I've had this book for so long. And I really love it. And I think I've had it because I've done Sonlight Science in the past. So I think that's where I initially got it from. Okay, and I think, was that it? Yeah, that's it. And also every page has an internet link, which is like a QR code that you would scan. So it has like a little video. You see? It has a little video that ties in to whatever topic you're learning about for that day. So those were really fun to do. And this book covers so much, like so much. It just, wow, it's so impressive. So this is the spine of their Science A. I believe this was also the spine of their Science K. Science K is what I believe I did in the past. But I think they always change up their books every now and then. So I don't even know what they have for Science K now. But this is the spine of the Science A from Sonlight. And this is their most recent literature choices for Science A. So this was the spine. We were doing a lot of reading from here. And what I love about them, okay, that they're short. Like we would just read 2 pages. Like let's say, for example, these 2 pages. And that's it. I would scan the QR code, watch the little video, and that's it. There wasn't like, it would take us like 10 minutes to do science or something like that. It was so short. Sometimes it would take us longer if we wanted to go even deeper and like go on YouTube and find something else about it. But it just took us like from 10 to 15 minutes. And I just loved that. It was something that I could incorporate while the kids were eating breakfast, while they were having lunch. It's just something that I could easily squeeze into my day. Oh, this is another book that comes with it, and we're currently reading it. It's called Hooray for Inventors. I love this book. We have learned so much with this book. We have learned about the invention of the telephone. We have learned about the invention of the television. We have learned about the invention of airplanes. It's just so much. And the illustrations are beautiful. They're funny. They're very attractive to the eye. They're very engaging, especially for kids. Like, come on. Like comic book style. And we have been learning so much from this book, Hooray for Inventors. I love it. And then it has like little birds all around the page. I don't know if you see them. All the little birds that are around the page. And they say like funny little things and like also historical facts. Because, inventing has to do with history. Because these are things that did happen in our history. So this is kind of like a science and history book, both in one. Something else that comes with the Science A, it does bring an experiment box or a science kit box, should I say. I am not absolutely in love with the Sonlight Science A curriculum. They use Discover and Do science experiments, which is a very thick book, and it does come with a experiment box. The main complaint I have about their experiments is that then sometimes I want an experiment to tell me what to do. Like, okay, you're gonna grab this box or this cup, fill it up with this much water, get the baking soda, you're gonna do all this. And sometimes they do that. And this is not Sunlight. This is a third party science experiment curriculum that they have included in their science. But this is not made by Sunlight. And there was so many experiments where they wanted the kids to create their own thing. Like, okay, we're gonna create like, for example, one of the experiments was how to get oil out of, like, let's say, oil spills. We know oil spills happen in the ocean, right? Because of these oil ships, the oil spills. And then now, how are we going to clean this up? So the experiment was, what's the best way to clean up oil from water? And it gave you ideas. It gave you ideas in the sense of materials, not how to use the material, but they just told you, try using a cup, try using a straw, try using a cotton. Okay, but how do you want me to use these things? Because I am not very scientific. I am not a scientist. I'm not very creative, should I say, when it comes to these type of things. So they had the children just use their imagination. Like, how would we do this? And I feel like that's okay. That's good. Some families may enjoy that. But I personally would have liked the option that it should have said, okay, if you can think of anything, if you can think of what to do with these materials, then here, try this. Do it like this. It could have been a more educational experience if somebody would have told us, like, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do it like this. You're going to put this here. Kind of like when you're explaining somebody how to read. They don't just be like, hey, here, read. Okay, here are the letters. Here's the book. Here are the words. Now read them. No, you have to teach them. So that's something that I felt like a lot of their experiments were lacking. I do not like discover and do science, okay? So would I do Sunlight Science in the future? I think I still would, because I love their literature. I love Sunlight itself, but I don't like very much their experiments. So I think I would just probably just not do them, Something else that I really enjoy about Sunlight Science is that it comes with worksheets, okay? And their worksheets are very, very easy to do, in the sense that there's only like 2 or 3 questions per day that you read the living book. So I believe this is something like just so easy to manage. And there's multiple choice. There's filling the blank. There's some cutout and pasting. So I just really, really enjoy their worksheets. I think they're very cute. They're colorful. And it just asks them like some key questions just to make sure that there was comprehension in what they were, what they were being told, what they were being read to. And sometimes he has like, they have to write a sentence and things like that. Okay, so that's what those look like. Those are the activity sheets from Sunlight Science A. Okay, so there are sometimes in the Sunlight Science A, for example, let me get this out of here. There's like an actual, like, they'll recommend some activities or even some other science experiments that are additional to the Discover and Do Science that they recommend. So, it's good that they have that option. Sometimes they give you like crafts that you can do. Sometimes they'll have you go online and look at this certain video of like a cave. So it does have a lot of extra activities that you can incorporate into your day, into your, whatever you're learning. Sometimes it also has some notes if they feel like it's necessary for you to know, like if a particular topic has some sensitive things about maybe something that talks about evolution. So they just give you a heads up, like, hey, you're probably gonna bump into this here. Make sure, talk to your kid about whatever belief you have about this topic. We just give you a warning that you are gonna stumble upon this. There were other things as well. I forgot what it was that they were warning me about. I don't remember. I think it has something to do with magic or something like that. So we really love it. We love Sunlight Science A. We really, really love it. We're very happy with them. We're probably going to stick with them because I just love literature-based science, and there's not too many literature-based science curriculums out there that don't have like 100 books. Like, I think Reading Beyond the Page or Moving Beyond the Page, they have a ton of books. Like, oh my goodness, like who has enough space to store all these books? I don't have enough space. So at least for me, it does not work. So, but I think their read aloud, their living books are more manageable. It comes with about like maybe like 10 or 15 living books, or so 12 living books, something like that. And I just love their literature choices. I'm always happy with them. I have used them in the past on 2 different occasions for 2 different things, for another science and for history. And I just love Sunlight. Discover and Do Science, not so much. Do not like the experiments. Now, I do hope that in the future they do change that company that they've been using, because if not, it's just gonna be I'm not gonna use them. Now, what have we been doing for devotional? We are doing Old Story New. We're still doing it. I think I shared this book in that other video I made. We're still doing it. We love it. We'd absolutely love it. It's just, it has us going into scripture. We're reading directly from the Bible. It'll have like a little explanation about how you can talk about that topic with your kids. And every unit focuses on a certain Bible story, whether it's the Beatitudes, whether it is when Jesus was talking to the Pharisees, whether it is about Jesus being baptized, whether it is about, Jesus walks on water. It's so amazing because not only do we read that particular Bible account directly from the Bible, but mind you need to have your own Bible, because this only has the Bible reference, and then you have to go in your Bible to do it. But not only do you read that particular Bible account, that Bible story, it'll actually also connect it to other scriptures. So it'll connect it to the prophets. It'll connect it to one of the Psalms. It'll connect it to other Bible scriptures in the New Testament. So I just love the connection that it makes, that we're not just reading a Bible story, we're making connections, because the Bible, everything in it connects into one perfect story that God is trying to tell mankind. So I really, really liked it. And we just recently added, along to our devotional, or we also recently added this book, Bible for Children. Daily Bible readings for a growing faith is from the 1 Year Bible. Okay. It's from Tyndale, the kids version. So this has Bible stories. So we're adding to our devotional time. Now we're not just doing devotional about a specific, like Bible verse or something like that, or a Bible topic. Now we're also doing a little Bible story to go along with it. Now the Bible story doesn't always match up with what we're talking about. Not at all. But we still do it anyways. And then here on the top left, it has the dates, because it is a 1 Year Bible. So I usually just follow the date, and whatever date it lands on, it lands on. And then that's what the story that we're going to read. Sometimes it is funny. Oh, it's amazing. It's a God thing when the Bible story does connect to our devotional. That does happen. That has happened a few times. Okay. So that's what it looks like. We really enjoy it. It has the Bible story in the top, and then in the bottom it has a remember section. So it has questions for comprehension. It also says discover right here, and then in discover it'll have like things to ask the child on a more personal level, things that you can they can apply to their lives. And then apply is like how to apply the story to your life, what you just learned. How can we apply this to your life? Okay. So we're really enjoying it. Sometimes instead of having a full Bible story, it just has some scripture and a shorter devotional like this one. So that it does, so it's not constantly a Bible story. It does change it up every now and then. But I usually skip those because I'm already doing devotional with the kids with the other book. So I just mainly use this book for Bible stories. And this is the book that we use in the morning 4 Bible stories. At nighttime, we use a different book. And also with my daughter, since she's already, a third grader going into fourth grade, and she's a very good reader, I have her read the Bible on her own as well. So that's part of her, chore. I don't like to call it that, but that's part of her, like, her thing that she needs to do every day is read 3 chapters of the Bible every day. So on her own. And then when she's done reading it, she'll come to me and I'll ask her, what did you learn from it? So that way, just to assure, make sure that she got the right interpretation, to make sure that she's actually reading and not just going like skimming through it, And it's a great conversation starter because she gets to share with me what God revealed to her. And I get to share with her what God has revealed to me about that scripture as well. So that has worked out great. Well, that is it. I was hoping this video wouldn't be so long, but things happen. So, well, my name is Kathy. Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I have some exciting videos coming up about my upcoming curriculum choices for 4th grade and 2nd grade. So please stay tuned for that. I'm also going to give my end of the school year review for my son's 1st grade year. So please stay tuned for that as well. And it's Kathy here. God bless you. Have a great day.